Hey everybody, how's it going? Daniel Kaplan here. So in this video, I'm gonna just kind of be doing a freestyle back of napkin how we go in reverse engineer the process behind deal sourcing. I always have people who reach out saying, "Hey Daniel, how can I get more off-market deals, or how can I scale my wholesale business, or how can I go direct to seller so I can get the best flips and the best rental properties, or get these seller financing type deals?" And so I wanted to kind of make this video to show you the raw, kind of unfiltered way of how I go about reverse engineering, determining where to put my marketing dollars, and pretty much building out the plan for me sourcing these deals, and also reverse engineering the math behind it. Because at the end of the day, right, it's easy to go and get leads and easy to go and source deals, but how can we do that profitably? That is kind of the basis of what this video is going to look like. So for the sake of this video, we're going to talk about a couple of different marketing channels. And for these marketing channels, we're going to go over the following. We're going to do SMS. We're going to go cold calling, cold email. I'll have that be the last one. That was my favorite. And meta ads. And for context, there's a reason why I chose this, like ones I'm not choosing, like PPC, direct mail. And reason being is I personally do not have enough data on these channels. I don't want to go and make up some fake numbers here and all that bullshit. So I'm going to go over the channels that I have done, the campaigns that I have built, because I know these numbers very well. So there's a couple of things that we need to firstly consider, right? Like what to consider. The first one is our team size. This is very important and very underrated. At the end of the day, all of these channels work. Some channels have better conversions than others. But at the end of the day, I need to consider, like, what is my team's bandwidth? Can we handle the volume of leads that I'm going to generate? The next one is capital, right? Like, how much money do I have? There's a big function of this. And then, like, time. I would say some leads are like, you'll convert 1 in every 10 in one channel versus 1 in every 60 for another channel. So something to take into consideration. So team size, capital, time, and then obviously our end goal, right? Like, what are we trying to do here? So let's look at we'll break these channels down. We have SMS, and then we have cold calling, cold call, meta ads, cold email. So we're going to break these down together. So the first one we're going to start with is SMS. Let's dive into the numbers of how SMS works. And the goal of SMS is to go and do outbound texting with the goal of seeing are they open to hearing an offer or open to selling. So on average, let's say that my marketing budget here, we'll do that last actually. So what is our conversion rate, right? So conversion rate is how many of the leads does it take to get a deal. On average with SMS, this is usually about, I'm going to call it conversion rate. So let's say leads to deal. These are all the same for all of them. Okay, so leads to deal. I'm going to try and see if I can do all these together. On average for SMS, this is usually about like 60 leads. For cold calling, this is maybe about 35 leads. For meta, this is about 20. For cold email, it's about 100. So on average, it takes this many leads to go and get a deal. And this is really the basis of our comparison. And now we need to like reverse engineer how many deals we want to go and source per year or per month. So let's say my deals per month goal is I want to get 2 deals per month, right, for each of these channels. So on average, we know that our total leads needed is going to go and be 60 times this, and boom. Let's say, for this sake, though, I want to assume that we're doing 5 deals in the month. So in total, we can now see, okay, this is how many leads it's going to take. But now we need to go and reverse engineer from there. What is the cost in order to go and do that? So for SMS, let's break this down a little bit further. And this is kind of where these will diverge a little bit. So I know that on average, my reply rate is about 20, maybe more like 15%. And of those 15% replies, I would say interested are maybe 25%. So let's see, interested is about 25%. So my effective reply rate conversion is going to be 15. I just multiply these. About 4%, right? So of every X amount of text, that's how many interested people I get. So our text to interested. Now, on average, we know that I need 300 leads. So from there, we can reverse engineer how many texts do I need to go and send. And that is just a function of doing 300 over 4. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Let me see if I get reply rate is 0.15, 1,200 replies. Of those, 25% are interested. Yeah, I don't think that's actually right. Let's say of these, it's yeah, because they're going to actually interested replies. So let's say 5%. Sorry. So it will take us this many to actually go and get a deal here. So I apologize. When I said interested replies, you have interested, then you have qualified replies. So we're going to do qualified percent. Because you get a lot of guys who say, yes, I'm interested, whatever, but those are fake people usually. So we want to go and see how many qualified individuals. Now from here, right, if we know that our average deal profit is 10 grand on these deals, so let's say our revenue for the month is, if we're aiming for this with 5 deals, it's 50K. Right now, let's go and look at our cost basis. So I have to send 40,000 texts. Let me look at Smarter Contact here, and let's go and see what is the cost to go and send that many texts. If I wanted to do 40,000 texts, committed use, and I'm doing maybe $1,200 per month, right? So I might see, hey, there's a chance I can go and get a 50x return on this channel. And this is kind of how you want to be building the basis of your numbers, right? You want to go and figure out what are those baseline numbers, those baseline metrics that I want to go and see. So for example, let's say with cold calling, our average cost per lead here is probably maybe $70. So total cost for cold calling, I would say, is going to be about 12 grand. And you'll do the same thing with Meta, right? If I know my cost per lead is going to be 150, maybe I'm just going to remove cold email from the equation, right? My total cost here, SMS is a big variable, so it's always a little shoddy to look at. I would assume that this is probably going to take me maybe 10 grand, I would say, but worse conversions. And this is really how you want to build the basis of your math, right? This is very back of napkin, how I look at these deals, how I look at these leads. You need to go and master the numbers, master the nuances of how this works, and then obviously from there, you go and determine what is the channel that makes the most sense for our team. I know it's a little bit shoddy. Probably next week, I'm going to go and get you guys some actual more definitive data. I just wanted to show you, for this sake, how I actually go about looking at these deals, because I see too many people who do not understand the fundamentals of their marketing channels, what is working, what is not, how can I go and reverse engineer my end goals, and this right here is what will allow you to do so. So, hope this is helpful.